Oh my glob, you guys. Guess what we're talking about today? Okay, I decided I want to talk about Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk, my goat. Okay. I was gonna make one about Miles Morales, but I know that that would be so long. I would have to make a really long gaming video to do that. So we're just gonna talk about Hobie today. He has a lot of different comics, so we're gonna have to sift through all of them. You gotta bear with me, keep one in my hand. Okay. In the most recent comics of 2024, they show his origin story. Actually, he was a homeless teenager who was bitten by a radioactive spider to defeat cops after he fell off the London Bridge. The spider that gave me power, and most importantly, the power to fight back. Hobie Brown's original name is actually Hobart Brown. Hobie's just a nickname, but everyone just calls him that. He has his own version of the Avengers, and he calls them his Spider Band or Spider Gang since he is kind of the leader of the group. Hobie originally appeared in Amazing Spider-Man issue 10 from 2014. He was shown again in Spider-Verse 2014 issue number 2. This is where most of his political ideology is shown. He fights the president, who also runs Oscorp. He is covered in venom, but Hobie beats him with his guitar and wins. And if anyone is wondering, my sources are from the official Marvel website and also from me reading these Spider-Punk comics myself. We can see in his first official issue that he lives in a dystopian world, kind of like ours, but worse, I think. In this comic, we get introduced to characters like a much smaller Craven that Hobie calls a Nazi punks. Immediately after, about page 4, I think, we see Captain America, except on his forehead and shield is actually the anarchist symbol. This is Captain Anarchy. Captain Anarchy and Hobie fight Kraven's gang and take the sweet victory. For now. They go back to their spider base where we meet some side characters that are part of Hobie's gang as well. They talk for a bit. He mentions taking the gear he got off Kraven to a girl named Rye. Just gonna put this out there, the Captain Anarchy does partake in some same-sex love, come on. Hobie gives Rye the machine that he got from Kraven. She seems to be some kind of genius, which actually makes sense because we find out that she's Iron Man, or Riot Heart in this universe. They tie Kraven up and try to get him to talk. All he really mentions is that he was paid to do this because he wanted to do it anyway. By it, I mean just destroy, essentially. Suddenly, they get smoke bombed, and we get introduced to a villain named Taskmaster. He releases Kraven, and an epic fight scene breaks out yet again. When it looks like they're about to lose, a character named Kamala comes in. This is actually a hero named Atom Bomb, who has similar powers to Mr. Fantastic. We get the luxury of seeing an extremely cool fight panel, and yay, Spider-Man wins again! But Rye feels something off. Her sensors have a hard time finding something. They later find out that the concentration is at these giant computers that are being used for totalitarianism. Hobie tells the Spider Gang, looks like we're going on tour, and we get to see the Spider Van that they're going on tour in.
You need to nerd out. Shut your fucking mouth!
The rest of the story is pretty much them just looking for Taskmaster to defeat him and take their city back, except during the battle with Taskmaster, Captain Anarchy gets hurt really bad. We get a sad scene of Hobie crying and saying some stuff that I cannot say out loud or else I'll cry too. Come on, I'll cry too. After the Spider Gang gets taken into custody, Punk Hulk and female punk Matt Murdock help them escape. We find out the Hulk is actually some guy named Robbie that they had back at their spider base. The story finally ends with them defeating Norman Osborn once again, and also Taskmaster. We then get introduced to villains like Lizard and Vulture. Hobie calls them lizards. We see more of the Spider Gang and Matea Murdock, who is female Matt Murdock. We also see some cool panels of Wakanda and Black Panther. Hobie has the stereotypical swoop dreads that I hate, and we cut to a man named Justin showing off tech designs that he made using Oscorp designs since Norman Osborn was killed by Hobie Brown. Justin is mad that the other scientists belittled him, and we get shown this universe's Dr. Otto Octavius. Ugh, mouthful, bro, mouthful. Justin and Octavius have an argument that Justin isn't really taking seriously, so Octavius gets rightfully angry and finally talks about his hatred for Spider-Man in a panel where he destroys a picture of him with his claw. And of course, Hobie wants to get the Spider-Man working again, but Rightheart is telling him that they're in a new world now, basically telling him to grow up. I thought the van was pretty cool. Bro, and then they do this shit again. Justin wants to release a drone that is unfinished when Otto's like, no, it's not finished. And then he goes something like, nothing ventured, nothing earned. Like, okay, yeah, let's release a deadly weapon to test it. That has never worked out bad before. I also wanted to include the Spider Band playing this song because I played it on guitar and it sounds something like da 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 da. That's what it sounds like. While in the Wakanda spacecraft, they get jumped, and by jumped I mean the spacecraft got shot down. For some reason, Rai blames Hobie for them getting shot. LOL. This weird Cthulhu creature like obliterates the whole team, and I'm sitting here like, who the hell is that? Kamala throws Hobie at this weird robot alien, and we find out it's actually Osborn tech. Also, Mateo calls Hobie Araño. She also says no sé, so apparently she knows Spanish in this universe. What? And we finally see that, of course, this weird abomination is being controlled by Dr. Ade Octavius, and he is tweaking it up since the other doctor, for some reason, released it even though it wasn't even finished. And of course, it was a failure because it always is. It's always a failure. Not even gonna lie to you, this is still the first like chapter out of four freaking chapters of this, and this like, we're still going. Okay, I'm a yapper. Now we are in the head of Matea Murdoch while she's chilling with Adam Bomb at their apartment, and then boom, we find out Bullseye is after them. For those who are unfamiliar with the character, he's a rival of Matt Murdock in the original Daredevil comics, but he looks a bit different in this one, obviously. After Matea and Kamala beat up Bullseye, he used a smoke grenade to get away. But for some reason, all Kamala cares about is popcorn. I don't get it. I really hate popcorn. And before I start talking about this next issue here, look at these two variants of the cover. That is so sick. Are you kidding me? Next issue, What's His Face and Otto are talking about the failure that happened with the robot. And guys, don't freak out, but they mention that it's called Mark 1. And for those who don't know, that is what Stony Tark? That's what Tony Stark calls his suits. The Spider Gang is in what seems to be a hospital room now for Riot Heart. They find out that What's His Face is the cause to all of this, and the reason why him and Otto are testing the tech near the Spider Gang is because he needs to test the tech in an area nobody would want to go to, since Hobie bashed Osborn's skull in. Otto calls Hammer in for something, and he ends up capturing Hammer. As he chokes him out, Otto states that he's also against capitalism and fascists. So, why is he against Hobie and his band exactly? He wipes out half the building practically, still not exactly stating why or what he's going to do. Suspense. Hobie and his spider gang find the building that Hammer is manufacturing these robots at, and on the way there, they run into Rhino, who's not very happy that Hobie beat up Craven and his friends. Basically, of course, the Spider-Man wins again. Punk Rhino gets defeated. I'm noticing a strange dynamic. If they're all punk, why are they against each other? Rhino even called them posers. We find out why Matea didn't hear the heartbeats in the building. Otto killed them all, but the Spider Gang doesn't know that yet. Suddenly, Hobie's spider senses go off and Otto shows up, finally. He says that Hobie and his gang is the reason why the world is the way it is, but I don't exactly know what he's talking about. Otto says killing Osborn made the nation worse, but then confirms that he strongly disliked Osborn. After Otto gets beaten down, he mentions that even Osborn had plans, just really bad fascist ones. He says that Hobie and his friends had no thinking of the consequences that would come with killing Osborn. Otto finally does his villain speech. He wanted to be the best, essentially. Osborn was bad, he'll admit that, and so he wants to get rid of Osborn's followers. He thinks destroying Brooklyn will do that because he wants people to worship him instead. Of course, a bunch of Otto's mini robot fighters come out and fight the Spider Gang while Otto makes a run for it. I guess you can call them Autobots? No? I thought it was funny, whatever. Now we cut back to Riot Heart. She's hurt, but she's angry. She has a purpose. She mentions the very, very first show of Hobie Brown in the Multiverse comics. She has something planned. The Spider Gang is fighting the Autobots, and Hobie is going to find Otto to stop him. So Hobie fights Otto, but then Otto presses a big red button that brings out an even bigger robot than they had fought before, the Spider Slayer Prime. The robot is absolutely destroying the building that Hobie and all his friends are in. When Otto is mid-villain plan again, Riot Heart comes in, healed and in her new suit. And also a brand new Spider-Man, which goes with my joke of the Autobots because it's literally a Spider-Man transformer. I'm freaking out, guys. I'm freaking out. Are you freaking out? I'm freaking out. There is more I want to talk about since this is the last issue, so I'm going to wrap it up. This absolutely rad giant robot fight happens. They team up in the robot to fight Otto. Hobie launches a fist punch with the middle finger, which I thought was really funny. Hobie pushes a big blue button that brings out a giant guitar for the robot and destroys Otto with it. However, Otto uses a special attack, sending the whole team stumbling back. But worry not, because of course they get back up and finish the fight they started. I think Otto actually dies because for some reason Hobie has a way of killing fascist jerks, which I'm not complaining about, honestly. But wait, Captain Anarchy's a woman? I think. That's how we both found out, by the way. Me and the viewer, we both found out this way. Anyways, that's the end of the Hobie Round comics, but worry not, because there is more. Hobie's story continues with Spider Society 2024, which I won't be going over because this is a background video, but I might in the future. Also, we found out recently that the voice actor of Hobie Brown in the Spider-Verse movie is working on a movie for Hobie Brown. We don't know if it's going to be live action. We don't know if it's going to be animated. But me personally, I'm really excited since the animated version of Hobie Brown is the one that people are really excited to see. Honestly, I don't really know if anyone watches these videos. It'd be pretty cool if one day, I could become one of those YouTubers like what was his name? Like Comics Explained, except like a non-controversial and an actually really good person. Yeah, guys, I'm pretty cool. You want to support your local teenager? Come on, subscribe, like this video, and I think I'm gonna make a Gwen Stacy video next. Maybe like the Peter Parker, because there's so many videos about Peter Parker, and I feel like mine would not be nearly as good as theirs because I have very like podcasty type of videos that like you just like have in the background while you're eating or like while you're cleaning or something. So it doesn't very grab the viewer's attention. At the end of the day, for me, it's not really about views. Like, of course, yes, I don't want to be humble. Obviously, starting a YouTube channel, I want views, but I genuinely enjoy doing this. Even if it's really hard with my lisp, it's really hard to like talk in a microphone for long periods of time, but I genuinely enjoy reading comics and sharing it with whoever wants to watch the video. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll get up there, but for now, I'm just gonna keep making videos. I can get 0 views and still enjoy making the videos that I make. I mean, one of my friends is one of my fans, so he's great. After the long stretch of not posting, here is the video. So, thank you for watching, actually. And if you stayed to listen to this, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, enjoy that you just listened to me yap about myself for like 2 minutes straight. But see you in the next video.